Welcome to third grade worksheet lesson number 18. And to start off, we're going to be choosing the letter of the number sentence that matches. So, looking at number one, here we have 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, which means that it's plus 5 times. That basically tells us that 5 is being multiplied by 5 because it's being added 5 times. So, we look for our answer and we see a G matches it, and we get 25. So, we'll just put G for our answer for number one. Number two, we have 9 plus 9. And since we're adding 9 two times, we're just adding it once, that means that it's basically just saying 9 times 2, because we're just adding itself. And we can look for our answer, and we see F. 2 times 9 equals 18. And that states true for number two. So our answer for number two is also F. For number three, we have 8 plus 8 plus 8. And we see that 8 shows up 3 different times. So that tells us that the answer of this one is going to be 8 times 3. So we can look for it, and we see for B, we have 8. 3 times 8 equals 24. And so we know that for number 3, our answer is B. Moving on to the next page, we're completing this page, and we're just going to use what we used for the last page. There are simpler ways if you memorize your times tables, but we'll just use the way that I showed us before. So 8 times 2. Let's do 8 two times. So 8 plus 8, and that gets us 16. So our answer for number 1 is 16. For number 2, we have 4 times 5. So let's add 5 times, or 4 times, sorry. And to make it easier, we can combine these two first. So we get 10 plus 10, and we know that 10 plus 10 is just 20. And our answer for number 2 is 20. For number 3, same as number 1, we have 6 times 2, which is 6 plus 6, and that gets us 12 for our answer. Over on this side, here we have 8 times 5, so this time we'll just add 8 5 times. So we have 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. 8 plus 8 is 16, and 8 plus 8 over here is also 16. So let's add these up together first. And then we get 32, and we can add 8 one more time, and that gets us 40. So our answer for number 7 is 40. In our last example, same as number 1 and 3, we have 7 times 2, which is the same as 7 plus 7, and that gets us 14. On this page, we'll be copying and completing. And so over here, our example here shows us 4 rows of 5, or we should look at the grid first. Here we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 down. And so that's why our examples over here, we have 4 rows of 5, which is true, and then we have 4 times 5 equals 20, which is also true. So looking at B, we can do the same thing. We have 1, 2 going down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across. So here we can have 2 rows of 6, and then we can just plug these two in. So we have 2 times 6, which is the same as 6 plus 6, and that gets us 12. Number 2, we're doing the same thing. We have 1, 2, 3 down, and 1, 2 across. So that's 3 rows of 2, and then we can just add them down here. 3 times 2, and that's the same as 3 plus 3, which gets us 6. And for our word problems, Kayla needs a book cover that costs $1.99 and a package of markers that costs $2.79. She has $5. Does she have enough money to buy both items? So the way we're gonna have to figure out this problem is we're gonna have to see how much she needs in the first place. So we can do 1.99, which is how much the book cover cost, and 2.79, which is how much the markers cost. We can add these two up. So 9 plus 9 is 18, so we put an 8 right here, carry the 1 over. 9 plus 7 is 16, plus 1 is 17, so we put a 7, carry the 1 over. And 1 plus 1 plus 2 is 4. We got $sign right here. And so we see that she has $4.79 is needed to buy what Kayla wants. And we know she has $5. And we don't even have to do any extra math. So we know that 5 is greater than 4. So yes, she has enough money to buy both items. And lastly, the sum of Miguel's age and Amy's age is 21. Amy is 5 years older than Miguel. How old are Amy and Miguel? So we know that the sum of Miguel's age and Amy's age is 21. So we know that our numbers cannot exceed. So let's think of the possible solutions that can go for this. We can do we know that Amy is 5 years older, so everyone has to be five, or Amy's age always has to be 5 years older. So let's try 15 and 10. That gets us 25, which is greater than 21, so that's not our answer. We can try 14 and 9. That gets us 24, or 23, sorry. And then we can try 13 and 8. That gets us 21. And so we know that Amy is 21, or Amy is 13, and we know that Miguel is 8.